Hi guys, welcome back. Minecraft with me, Sid, on the Titanium Gaming server. I'm going to apologise in advance if my voice is a little bit crap. I've got cold. So yeah, just want to introduce you to my new member of the family. Let's say hello to Donny the donkey. I fancied a donkey. I've never had a donkey in this game, or in fact in real life. And I have finally oh, another member, of course. Can't forget Brian 1.7. If you recall, we got Brian back over the castle. This is Brian 1.7. He's my 1.7 wolf. Yeah, I bit the bullet and got this stuff decorated. I'm not a brilliant interior decorator when it comes to doing this. My least favourite bit of Minecraft, and consequently my least favourite thing to do when recording. So yeah, this is my little reception hall. Got a few little shelves going on, giant fern, yada yada. Got my living room, can get in my sofa, watch my big screen TV, which appears to be Notching the Creeper is showing at the moment. Not a lot going on there. What do we got upstairs? We've just got my little dining room area. So when we got friends round for dinner, we can cook it on the barbie and sit round and eat. Do a little bit of shelving there and a memento of a skeleton kill. Downstairs here, I really wasn't sure what to do with this, so in the end I decided this is my nosy neighbour room. This is where I can sit down in my chair and just watch the world go by. And finally, downstairs in the utility area, I've got my heating system with the pipes heading up there, and just some storage. Nothing in that storage at all. Yeah, and if we head down to the cellar, I've been a little busy down there, a little bit busy, not a lot busy. And so we've got the nether wart farm, and that is working absolutely fine now. I'll not harvest because I don't need it. I've also added this. This is my little micro wheat farm. Server restarting in 15 minutes. Well, we'll probably finish off this little tour and explain what I'm going to do, and then by then we should be in a position to wait while the server restarts. Typical. Yeah, so this is pretty straightforward wheat farm. Because the nano farm is so successful on here for me, you just push that button, in you go, grab some seeds, and then just run along, right clicking or holding right click, and in theory you should pick everything up except for that one, which appears to have somehow glitched. Thank you. Yeah, so that is pretty much that. So the plan today is to come up with a similar, or not dissimilar, design for potatoes and carrots. And I'm thinking I'm going to have my potatoes on this side here. That's probably a big enough gap. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, and my carrots on this side here. For 14 either way, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Should be exactly the same length as this. Now the difference here is what we are going to have is, again I'm going to do this in yellow clay. We're going to have, let me get this right, that is going to be water, yeah. All good there. Yeah. All good. So this is going to be water here. I may be able to steal some from that up there. Let me just put my first bucket down while we're waiting for the... can we just borrow that? Thank you very much. Odd little effect there at the end. So we'll just pop this in so this remains irrigated. I'm going to get my feet wet, of course, now, but oh well, we'll live. And then above that, there's going to be a block, and this is where the second batch of water is going to go. Oops, and then above that is piston. Above this side here, I should say, on either side, is 14 pistons, and they're gonna be flush to the ceiling. I'm gonna have to go up into the ceiling to actually make this work, I'm afraid. But there we go. Such is the how many have I got left? There should be So they'll be there, and rinse and repeat. And that should be that. Now, let's have a look. What do we need to do? We need to come up into the ceiling here. I'll just use this as scaffolding. This is all going back in anyway. Always handy having a weapon you can use to chop wood out with. Up one. This is all going to chop out, as I say, and that's going to go chop all of this out. Whoops. That's why. Oh dear, so where are we? And these farms are going to be pretty useful because I have got a definite food deficit in my build at my world at the moment. I'm just basically living on potatoes. A bit of redstone. Oops. Why did you not do? All the way down. Break a block. If I just whack that torch there to make sure this is working as predicted. That side's all down. This side's all down. So this will have water in it, and we'll use a button. It will harvest both sides at the same time. The nice thing with working at spawn, as I've said before, is that the world stays loaded. So, oh god, I've got to get that, haven't I? Alright, not a problem. Whee! Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. Good. And put my piston back. Oh, not there. God damn it. There. Right. So whip all this lot out. And I need to bring that redstone signal. I'll just grab all this wood from the middle here. This redstone signal needs to come down to about in which case, not a problem. There's no such thing as problems, only solutions. I don't want to put that button next to that button, because that's an inverted signal, and this is going to be an inverted signal, so I don't want both the signals inverting each other, because that would be silly. let's just chop a whole load of this wall out. Bonk, bonk. So if I were to put the inverted signal here, then yeah, that will work, I think. Bloop. Now that signal is going to come from here. Here's my redstone. I need more. Bonk, bonk. So redstone, 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 redstone. Repeater, just to get that down to the end. A block of clay and redstone torch, and that should activate all of those nicely. Job is so far a good one. And that is my button, or my button, which will release the water. I'm happy enough with that. That's working good so far. Right. So that's going to be solid, as is that, as is that. And of course same at this end, but I do need to, I think I can get this in through the pistons, so we'll see. Again, these are not marvels of redstone engineering. If you want to watch marvels of redstone engineering, you are definitely watching the wrong guy. A little bit of a redstone-y glitch there. Right, let's get this and put this wood back in while we're at it. Not necessarily, well, probably for that bit it is. The one above the piston isn't necessary, but for completeness and my OCD, 5 minutes, that should be long enough for me to at least get the water in. Right, let's see whether we can do this. Was when I tried this in my yeah, that worked. Okay. Right, we're going to borrow some water. Excuse me. Thank you very much, madam. Right, what we got? 1, 2, 1 there. Take the middle one. 1 there, bang. 1 there, bang. 1 there, bang. 1 there, bang. And I probably don't need this much water, but again, OCD. And, you know, I hate seeing weird little dips in my water streams. 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Well, one for the bucket for the fire putting out. So when I push that now, that water's going to come down and obviously wash out my crops. I do need to drop this. 1. And similarly the other side. It just makes it a lot easier to get to the crop in question. Get my hoe, do a little bit of hoeing. Ho, ho, ho. And I need to repeat this on the other side. I'll do 2. This on this side. Oh dear, this cold is so depressing. Okay, and we need that in there. So I'm going to do these two farms, and I want to do a really simple reed farm here as well, just for having some completeness at spawn, and also, as I say, taking advantage of the general traffic here, which means that this chunk remains loaded more than, say, the one over at the Hindon Frisbee. Okay, so then we've got that comes down. So we have got, what was I doing? I think it was this. Bonk, bonk, and then a glowstone. like that. That's right. Same at this side. Bonk, bonk, and a glowstone. Then it was bonk, bonk, and a glowstone. And bonk, bonk, and a glowstone. And believe it or not, a bonk, bonk. So that will stop it flowing over this way, but it's still all going to flood out. Now it will go down into that hole. It's not the end of the world if we did fire that off now. And it does need a bit tidying up at the top there, but we'll sort that. Now the other thing we need is these half slabs, or slabs, oops, yes, of course it would do that, wouldn't it? Oh, I'll get that in a moment. It's not like it's going anywhere. So we can just slab all the way down here. To here. Bonk. And should I press that, that will fire off happily. Now I know the server's going to restart in a few moments, so I'm going to do the other side pretty much exactly the same. I will probably also just fill this in like so, just keep it tidy. So I'll be back in a moment. See you in a mo. Okay, server's restarted. I have planted carrots. Purdified this up a little bit with a little bit of greenery. I'll probably do something around this end once I know exactly what I'm doing with all this space. Oops. I think that needs to go down. Yep, that's right, because then you drop down. So I've planted both sides. These are growing quite happily. Tested it. The water flow is exactly the same. You just run along, holding right click, plant your crops, and the job is a good one. Now the next farm I want to do is even easier. So what we need to do, in fact what I do need is, before I do that, is some orange clay, because I'm going to be having a water trench in here and I don't want to dig it up by accident, especially not with the fact I'm using a lot more redstone these days, albeit not particularly complicated redstone, but redstone all the same. So we'll just go and grab that and go wee. Shortcut. Okay, so we're going to come out and take all this out, and just a line back here. I hope I don't encroach into another plot. Okay, we'll have that. We'll definitely have that out because that's just an accident waiting to happen. Okay, and that. And then we're going to go with some more redstone. And we're just going to run straight down the back here. Like this. 12 pistons, I believe that's the correct number. So again, this is just a really simple farm. It's just going to be a simple reed farm. Just single button, break the reeds. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. They'll just fall and I'll pick them up. Nothing clever whatsoever. Oh yeah, definitely some stone replacement to do down here. This is probably going to be, well, I say relatively short episode, and I think I'm already at, well, I was at 16 minutes after doing what I did over there, and I've just realised I'm sat here gesturing with my head, which is completely pointless seeing as you can't actually see me. Okay, and then we want sand here. Bonk. Not because of the age-old myth that reeds grow faster on sand, because they don't. I'll just go and borrow some water. Excuse me, madam. Okay, and we will pop that in. Plop, 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 plop. But I'm very tempted to swap that bit out as well. Like that, just to make sure. And I missed a blob. Okay, that is in. Plop this all the way along. Whack on my bouton. Oh. Ah, ha 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 ha. This is what you get when you do things without testing. Top edge. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Just whip that out. Should have tested that before. We did it, but there you go. That's how I roll. It's always a line with people on YouTube use, isn't it, when they do something wrong? That's just how I roll. A nice little cover phrase, a little phrase that gets you off of the fact that you just made a ginormous cock up, and now you can just sit there and go, oh, that's just how I roll. Oh, bum. That's just how I roll too. Okay, now, bang, and the reeds are gone. My God, that sounded like a silly bang advert, didn't it? Well, it was a silly bang advert, let's be brutally honest. Right, so we'll have, no we won't. 2, 1, 2, oh, so it's not like I'm short of glowstone. What can we do to block that in? I suppose we could use the purple, couldn't we? Like this there. Lose the torches, because they are old tech, old-fashioned, unpleasant things. Stick down my reeds. And obviously if this had grown, we could just come down here, harvest our crops, go bang, in we go. And oh, reeds harvested. So I think I'm going to stick some steps on there. Let me just go and grab those quick. I didn't bring any with me. Where are we? Must get used to bringing what I need more. As I get deeper, it's going to be steps. They're in the steps chest, of course, aren't they? That would be sensible. Steps. Yeah, there we go. Steps. Can you hear the donkey up there? He's like, take me out for a ride. Well, I'm going to breed him. I want a mule next. That's my next one. Something I can stick chests on. Right. Yeah, I think that tidies that up nicely. I could put a bit of greenery there, but I can't there because of the button. And that was the postman just delivering, if you heard that large rumbling sound. Right, so that is where we are with the down here. I'm going to put some simple melon and pumpkin farms down here, possibly a reed farm, because obviously when 1.8 comes along, and God only knows when that's going to be for Bucket, but because we're still on the beta build. The Bucket 1.7 hasn't gone beyond beta yet. So that's enough for in here today. As I say, I've got this decorated now, which is hugely beneficial. If I just jump over to the Hinden Frisbee, mobs, I need to sort out these corner pieces because mobs spawn here when I turn the mob spawner on. And I also need to make sure I can get far enough away from the mob spawner to do it. I finished this, I finished the preparation work on this platform. So we now have another flat platform. Probably next time I'm going to try and get a load more of this red sand and get that one done. And maybe make that my enchanting platform. And now the dog's choking. Well, on that lovely note, I will see you next time, and thanks for watching. Bye.